The Super Witches are one of the most overpowered Town Hall 12 attack strategies to use in war, so let's teach you how to use them for 3 stars. What's going on, my friends? My name's Corrupt. The Super Witches are by far one of the best troops at Town Hall 12. Some would even consider them to be overpowered. So today, let's teach you how to earn 3 stars with Super Witches with 3 different examples. Let's start off with the use of 4 lightning and 1 earthquake. This is going to be used in order to clear through a multi-inferno that is not near expos. So you want to start this attack off by going ahead and using the Grand Warden walk first. You can then go ahead and use the lightning spells once you place them down. You want to be able to make sure that you allow yourself enough time with that Grand Warden walk and still creating the funnel actively. So using the lightning and earthquake like you see there to get rid of the multi-inferno. Now you're going to be creating the other side of the funnel with the use of the Siege Barrack and Barbarian King. This way, what you're able to do is establish just enough of a funnel on 2 different sides to allow you to have easy path into the base. Now, another thing that you could do is bring in the use of witches with the use of your Barbarian King, if you don't necessarily want to immediately deploy your Siege Barrack. So you're able to lure over the Grand Warden with the use of the Super Witches, and you're able to start moving your way down to the Town Hall. The main goal is that you don't need to use your Grand Warden ability immediately. You just need to be able to make sure that the healers switch right onto your Super Witches. It will keep them alive, and it will allow you to power into the base. Now, the jump spell placement is going to be the next most important thing. You want to make sure that the Super Witches are getting all the way through the base. As an example here, you can see the use of the first jump. Gives you access into 2 multi-infernos and also getting you all the way around. And then that second jump spell gives you access into the Eagle Artillery. The idea is that you want to make sure that you're able to move your way across. Using the Grand Warden ability in the core of the base provides a lot more support and value for this one. Now remember, you've also got Hog Riders in that Siege Barrack. You can use that to your advantage and get through some other defenses on the back end, and you've got the P.E.K.K.A.s and Wizards from that Siege Barrack that do provide some more support. One of the major things that you always want to make sure that you're doing, if you want to speed up, not wasting any time against an enemy Barbarian King, you can always bring a Headhunter. This is going to be enough to slow down a Barbarian King and make it so much easier for the rest of your attack. Now, of course, in this one, we did lose 2 Super Witches, but normally, in order to avoid sort of something like this, you do want to make sure that you get your healers onto your Super Witches as quickly as you can, or else you're going to get a fail. So you do need to be very, very careful about all of that, or else your Super Witches are going to die very quickly. Some of you may be asking about, what about single Infernos? So this is where the bat spells can be a better choice, but I won't be able to show that within this video. But overall, this is how you use the lightning spells with the 4 lightning and 1 earthquake. Let's give you one without the lightning. If you choose not to bring the use of the lightning and earthquake spells, chances are you're going to be bringing in the use of 3 jump spells. This is enough to go from one side of the base all the way to the other side. The simple way to put it is you want to make sure that you're jumping all the way across. So to start off this attack, you want to start with a Grand Warden walk. You could even use sneaky goblins to speed up your funnel. Unlike what we've said previously with the use of the lightning, sneaky goblins are just as fast. You can get through resource buildings like collectors and also storages in order to start moving your way through. You're also going to create the other side of the funnel with the Siege Barrack. This way you create this sort of lane with the use of both of them. The best part about this as well is you don't always have to bring the use of the Siege Barrack. You can bring in the use of the Stone Slammer on the back end of the base. This can be used with Hog Riders to get a large amount of value in case you miss defenses, and also you can bring in the use of Battle Blimps, which is very dependent if you go in away from the Town Hall. This is usually evident in smash attacks, no matter what Town Hall level you are. Pretty much you want to think about those things. And once you create the funnel on 2 different sides, it gives you an idea of something that looks kind of like this into the base. The idea is you want to be able to work your way in, and you've got a lane to do that. So that way you can start moving and positioning your super witches to go into the base. Now, another option that you have with the Siege Barrack is Valkyries, and this could actually play a huge role because Valkyries can actually smash through a lot of buildings underneath a rage spell. So having max Valkyries is a good choice. As you start to work your way through, you do want to make sure that you poison up the enemy CC. This one is triple super minions, so dealing with this is no problem. Poison and the super witches just absolutely wreck everything. Using the Grand Warden ability early allows you to protect all of them, especially if they start to split. You have some of them going in this direction, some are going around here. So using that early Grand Warden ability allows you to get through that and just have a little bit more path into the base. Now in this case, all of it has split, so you do want to try and avoid having all or most of your healers die. In this case, he only has one healer, but the idea is you want to make sure that you're working all the way through. Using the rage spell early on and into the core allows you to still have some super witches, or at least some sort of power still left in the attack to move through. You can even use the free spells on point defenses, multi or single infernos, and this is where single infernos can actually be less of a nuisance with super witches. So you've got a lot of options in terms of this, and this provides you with a lot of support. Even if you lose 2 of your super witches, you're completely fine for this attack strategy. So if I were you, I would definitely try to use this attack if you can, because this is a very strong option. Using no lightning spells does allow the option to open up a larger area of the base with 3 jump spells. Now, if you do decide on bringing 5 lightning and 1 earthquake, chances are you're going to be looking for an expo in the same compartment as a multi or single target inferno. This allows you in order to get rid of it, and it makes it so much easier because similarly to the 4 lightning and 1 earthquake, you're using the lightning spells and earthquake to create a funnel on the interior side of the base. This will help, especially when you start that Grand Warden walk. That's exactly what you want to do. You want to make it easier for yourself. You want to speed up that process. So starting with the lightning spells, it allows you to sort of get through an area of the base on the interior side before you start your Grand Warden. And you want to make sure that you are walking him, and it doesn't really matter how many buildings you get rid of. So all you really need to do is just create the funnel. You can also use a baby dragon to control where the Siege Barrack and Barbarian King go, so you're able to then create another side of the funnel that kind of looks like this. You then have a lane to move in with your super witches. That's how you want to think about it. Now you've got the use of super wall breakers. This can be a very, very good super troop to bring if you decide that you want to get deeper into the base without using multiple jump spells. So using these super wall breakers, you can use them to get a little bit deeper set into the base, even using 2 of them at once while you send the rest of your attack in. If you're going in for the town hall, like in this case here, using a rage spell early on to boost your super witches is not a bad option. Being able to make sure that you've got them moving into the base and moving them right the way towards the town hall underneath a rage that can do a lot, and using that Grand Warden ability through the core. You've got the jump spell to get a little bit deeper set into the base, mainly to get rid of the multi and also the Eagle artillery in this sort of base, in this example. The main idea that you want to make sure that you're doing is, if you're using that jump spell, try to get the most from it. So the attacker in this case gets those 2 things. Now another thing is, it is going to start thinning out, mostly because that jump does not connect him to this multi-inferno. He would have to go all the way around just in order to get to it. So you do have to think about those things as you decide whether or not it's more value to bring an extra rage or bring an extra jump. Those are things that you do want to pay very close attention to, but make sure that you try to have at least most of your healers up throughout the entire attack. You want to make sure that you have the most power moving in. And in this example, it didn't exactly go to plan, but being able to still move yourself across the base, making it simple with the Grand Warden walk funneling, moving your way through, you should be able to get the triple with Super Witches without a doubt, even if you don't have the healers on the Super Witches anymore. If you're looking for a really strong attack at Town Hall 13, similarly here to Town Hall 12, make sure to check out my Hydra video on the Dragon and Dragon Riders, and make sure to also go ahead and subscribe to the channel and ring in the bell, and I'll catch you in the next video. Corrupt, signing out.